Hello and welcome viewers to a review of the newest Soviet Union tank in World of Tanks. That would be the LTP. Now the LTP is a tank that has been granted for the annual anniversary of wargaming, and they've granted this tank to pretty much everyone who had an account that is older than I think 1 or 2 days, basically. So practically everyone has this tank, and I'm going to review it for you. Now, as you can probably see, according to by my garage, I'm not a very experienced player. I do have tier 5 vehicles, but hey, these are all the light tanks I possess. I'm not a very good player, but I do know my tanks. I do know how they work, and I do know what strategies to apply. My problem consists of not playing this game all too often. Well, that's the excuse well, that's my excuse anyways. So, what is the LTP all about, and what kind of a tank is it? First we'll take a look at the stats. So, 230 hit points. The LTP I would compare... I don't know to what to compare it. It's a very unique tank, and which I'll show you. It has good hull armor at the front, 30 millimeters, and at a great slope right there. As you can see, that is beautiful. The turret armor is 30 millimeters as well in the front. Rounded, I suppose, right there. If they catch you in the side though of this thing, you are dead. But so definitely full frontal attack. I don't suggest angling this tank too much. Angle it sort of like that a bit, and increase the probability of bounces happening on your hull, on your front right there. So, signal range, view range, turret traverse, pretty much standard for a tier 3 light tank. Damage is, well, I know with this thing it's a bit lackluster, I suppose. I mean, let's take a look at the M3 Light's damage. So it has more damage than M3 Light, better firepower. So you'd think, yeah, that's good, I've killed a lot of people in this thing, I've had great games in it, so I'll love this thing, right? You will if you fit enhanced gun lane drive, which is 500,000 credits. That's the only really negative thing I have to say about this tank. That and its engine power and speed limit. It's kind of a slow tank. But if you can forgive it that, and fit on the enhanced lane drive, it is an incredibly good tank. Without it though, its aiming time is 2.1, which you might think isn't that bad, but at tier 3 and tier 2, that is ridiculously bad. Because, let's see, okay, so let's go to tier, okay, this is a tier 4 tank, never mind. Aim time 2.3 at a tier 4 tank, which does 70 damage. This is 2.1. Let's go to the M3 Light. Aiming time is 1.9. 046 accuracy, and this thing has 046 accuracy as well. Now, I mean, again, it doesn't look that much, you know, 2.1, 1.9. Doesn't matter, but when you actually get in a game with this thing, it is slow to aim. So I don't really know how various people will go about playing it. I really like sniper tanks, that and fast tanks, scout tanks, that don't get scout matchmaking. But this, I don't know how to play it. I mean, I've utilized it pretty damn well, but I'm not really sure. I've loaded up prem shells. Now, prem shells have 63 penetration, 63 to 105. The biggest problem I had, let's say, is, where is it? British, the Matilda. 75 hull armor, and I've faced a Matilda. That was probably the worst thing I had to fight. I loaded up prem shells and I just couldn't penetrate the Matilda. So I recommend having a few, maybe not 35, but 20 prem shells. But then again, they're only 400 credits, so who the hell cares? We're not going to talk about that right now. It's definitely a really fun and unique tank. It's very atypical, if you will. So let's just get into a game with it, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Its hit points, well, I mean, that's more than an M3 light. These are tier 4, so we can't look into those. Let's take a look at the tech tree. So the cruiser, 140. The medium 2, 170. This thing, 150. Okay, let's take a look at the Germans. Oh, well, I was supposed to look at tier 3. Sorry. Cruiser, 210, 250, 220 on the two cruisers. They're fairly low. So when you look at it, 230 is decent. Decent hit points for a tier 3 tank. So that's pretty much everything that I have to show for this thing. Now, of course, it is a premium tank. That means it is very much worth keeping in and of its own right, because you can take I can take my crew off the 820, get my daily double, put them in the LTP, and it'll work like that. Now, I don't play neither of these 3 tanks a lot, so I don't really need to do that. Right now, I don't really do that often, but maybe at one point. So let's take this thing into battle, shall we? And we're going to see whether it's actually worth a thing or two. Yes, if you have this tank and you're wondering how it works and whether you should play it or not, don't play it today or tomorrow. Play it a couple of days later, because now everyone's driving LTPs, pretty much. Let's just type something in chat. Smile for YouTube, bitches. Okay, so let's just point out to the hill. I don't want to go to the hill, actually. Although this, I mean, this tank, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm thinking about whether it should go to the hill or whether it should stay here. It has good armor, so it can go to the hill, but it's slow, so it doesn't need to go to the hill. I'm going to stay behind this rock. I had some pardon. I had some awesome results staying behind this rock. Standard. Ooh, ow, 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 ow. That guy probably got ammo racked or something. Yeah, this has not started as good as it could. Panzer 1C out there. You will beat he should beat a Panzer 1C, no problem. Though that thing is very fast. Let's keep an eye out over there. So if we can spot something. Did you really? No. Okay, no. Another LTP coming to the rescue. Misfire. Okay, I need to go over there. No, don't lag. My internet's been a bitch all morning. If you pardon the language, I need help over here. God, the amount of fire coming in my general direction. Oh, no, 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 no. I need to back the fuck away from him. Marauder 2's moving in. This is going to be a really short battle. If I can get in here and try and not get myself killed. Ouch. Burn. Okay. Get into cover. I have more HP than you do. Look at me Benny Hilling around. Good, he bounced. And you can see that if properly angled, this arm will bounce off quite a few shots against tanks of its tier, but anything higher, no chance basically. Tier 4 tanks, no way, forget about it. Run. Well, you can't really run, it's not that fast, so... Oh, no, 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 that was a mistake! That was a mistake, I didn't know you were there. That was a mistake. Fuck! Pardon the language, very much, gentlemen and ladies. Okay, so that was a thing. We got a kill on that tank. Damage that tank, I think. I don't know. I don't even know now. Might as well watch the battle. See how our team does without us, but yeah, that shouldn't have happened out there. What happens on the noob corner stays on the noob corner. As I said, I'm not the best player. No, not the best. I'm horrible actually, but hey. And now we're gonna have the problem where nobody wants to scout. It would be the artillery complaining, "Shut up, you bastard." Nah, scumbag, sorry. Scumbag. A lot of our tanks are below 50% health. No, take that route. Oh, actually, they do have quite a few tanks over there, so I suppose you can take that route. Let's see how he does. I don't... Bounce. Yeah, great. He's done more than I've done the entire video. I think he bounced like 3 shots off or something. He died, so it didn't end well for him, but he did bounce off 3 or 4 shots. Which, it tells you a lot about this tank, but at tier 3... I don't know, if it was tier 5 or tier 6, I'd know basically everything about it, but here you have tanks with ridiculously good rate of fire, and if you can't pull off reliable bounces at some parts of your tank, then it's not really worth it. If it had 40mm of armor, this thing would be an absolute beast, and I would gladly sacrifice the speed for the extra 10mm of armor at that angle from the front. Gladly, but no, it doesn't, so it's kind of mediocre in every stat, and it doesn't make it bad. It's sort of all mixed up. It does end up with a good tank. So how would you use it? That's the biggest question I've been asking myself all bloody day long. I'd like to tell you how you could possibly very effectively use this tank, but I suppose as a support tank it would be really good. Sorry, we're missing out on the action here. Lower plate. Oof. Not good, not good. Come on, hit him. No, don't move. Angle your armor and start shooting or hide. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, you are. You're dead, mate. There's LTP on 2 HP hiding. The Saxton pissed off. Oh dear. Yeah, this is a loss, but I guess as a support tank this would go really well. It's sort of similar to a Panzer III-4, except the Panzer III-4 is really quick. But the armor is actually surprisingly similar for its tier. Maybe a bit better on the Panzer III-4 if you angle it properly and you sort of jiggle around. You can bounce off quite a few shots. So it's definitely a weird Russian tier 3 tank, and in general for the entire world, for every World of Tanks nation, a very weird tier 3. I'd hesitate to say light tank because I'm not sure it's a light tank. It behaves like a medium. Behaves like a medium light tank, basically. And I don't know. I honestly don't know how else to. Okay, let's see. Where's the Cruiser 3 is there. LTP is there. This is a loss, obviously, but that will be it for the LTP tank review. Well, maybe something else. Let's go back to the garage. Yeah, as I said, I don't think there's anything else similar to the LTP. Take a look at every nation. The Chiha, definitely no. It's a lot different. The French don't have anything similar to it. I guess the AMX, nah. I compare it to the H35 of tier 3. I think it's closest, probably. Not a great gun, bad aiming time, and reasonable armor. Sort of more of a medium tank than a light tank. This is basically the only thing the LTP reminds me of. Then again, I haven't played this tank at all, basically. Well, a bit. Should research the AMX-38. I would kind of like to get into the French line. Let's see. So, for vehicle details, I mean, you can probably read this on your own. You don't need me to do this for you, but it's a proposed light vehicle developed by Lieutenant Provomov. I've never heard that name. I never heard that Russian name properly. Never heard that Russian name. Okay, Proporov. No prototypes were manufactured. He just had the idea of the LTP. Ooh. But I guess if you were to fit, again, I repeat myself 3 times, but if you were to fit the enhanced gun lane drive, that would make this tank really, really stand out from all the others and make it good, really properly good. If you have 500,000 credits, just go for it, but I don't really want to spend that much money on an LTP. I'd much rather buy a fucking Panther or a Tiger or something. Again, excuse the language. A plus 10 view range, coated optics, no. A toolbox, no need really. Binocular telescope, I don't know, if I wouldn't play this thing that way, basically, to have it just stationary at some point somewhere. But we did earn 5,000 credits, and it does get premium matchmaking and all of that nice stuff, and you won't get yourself into a high tier game that you don't like. I guess probably the biggest question that a lot of you will have, the most common question a lot of you will have, and the question I've been asking myself for some time, is it worth keeping? And I have to say, without the enhanced gun lane drive, and it does have good hull armor. If you can make that good hull armor work against tier 2 and 3 tanks, That's good, because that's 30 millimeters at sloped at a really good angle. Let's take a look at the cannon on the M3. Its average penetration is 48, so I don't think it'll be able to penetrate you often. The weak spots, I guess the charming thing about it is that it doesn't have that many weak spots. Here would be one, and up here is another one, but and the lower plate, obviously. But when you see this thing coming towards you and you can't penetrate it from the front, that creates a really big problem for you. Again, right now the problem is everyone's driving LTPs, so you don't get a realistic feel for the situation, I suppose. But after a week, I think this thing will be very much worth keeping, even without the enhanced lane drive, just because of its good armor and not bad gun. However, anything you can do to improve the aiming time, including leveling up your crew, would be an awesome thing to do if you can, basically. So that would be it for... I'm sorry, I have to close the door. Someone's yelling outside. That's when I'm recording, someone's yelling outside. Now I'm depressed. Anyways, if you can utilize the frontal armor properly, jiggle around and balance it... balance it? What the fuck am I saying? And angle it properly, then yes, this is definitely a tank that is worth keeping. So that is it for my LTP review yes. It's a fairly small target also. I mean, you take a look at the M3 Lite. This thing is ridiculously small. I'd like to take a look at... Okay, let's see the hotkeys. Look how tiny this thing is, but again, everyone's playing these things, and will be playing these things for the next week, basically. After that, I think this will be a really good tank to have. So, don't play it too much for this week, as you won't get a realistic feel of it. After that, definitely go for it, play the shit out of this thing. I think it will be good. Learn to use it, level up the crew, and it will turn into a great tank. It'll be better than my M3 Lite, though, because I really love this thing. Or rather, which one would I prefer?